Guys. Okay, so I tried to film this yesterday and things kept not working, so hopefully it works this time. This is going to be my November wrap up and a little December TBR if the video doesn't cut out before the TBR part happens. First, I wanted to say thank you so much to Sarai from Sarai Talks Books. She did a booktuber shout out or a booktuber recommends type video, and she included me in it, and it was very, very sweet of her. I'll link that video below so that you can go check out all the other people she shouted out. I was subscribed to basically all of them already, so that works out for me because then not a bunch of new subscriptions, but all the people she mentioned are super awesome, so you should check it out. And so thank you to all of my new subscribers that have joined, and just thank you to all of my subscribers in general. I really appreciate it. I'm also going to link my 1-year booktube anniversary video below because I am doing a giveaway and it ends on the 14th, so you have about 12 more days to enter if you want to do that. You just have to be 18 or older, be willing to give me your address so that I can mail it to you, and just pick a book that I mentioned. I mentioned my favorite 8 books, so it's one of those books that you can win. So now for the books that I read. The first thing that I finished was Smoke Gets in Your Eyes and Other Lessons from the Crematory by Caitlin Doughty. I feel like a lot of people read this past month. It was absolutely incredible. It's a memoir about her time working as a crematory operator and then going back to school and becoming a mortician. So it starts with her first getting her job at the crematory and then ends with her being a mortician. And then she seamlessly weaves in different aspects of death and dying and culture and all those things into the book depending on what she's talking about. So it's hard to think of an example, but she's some kind of life experience that she's personally having is happening, and then that leads her on to talk about some real nonfiction about death and dying, or some kind of specific culture that has a specific practice that they do with regards to dying. So she did that very, very well. This book was extremely easy to read, super, super readable, and just a lot of fun and super interesting, and we all should learn more about our bodies and death. And so I would very much recommend this. I gave 5 out of 5 stars. I think this is one of the books that I'm doing my giveaway. Maybe, I don't remember already. Probably should know. And the next book that I finished was Catch Me If You Can by Frank W. Abagnale. I did a review for this, and I'll link that below where I talk more in depth about it. But basically, if you have not seen, you probably have seen the movie with Leonardo DiCaprio and Tom Hanks, because Leo is a dreamboat, let's be honest. But, oh, I guess the heat just turned off. Yeah, it's really good. He basically is one of the most famous Czech kiters. I think that's what they're called. He did a lot of I think the Czech kiting is when you write a check but you don't have the amount to cover the check, but then he also at one point actually created his own checks, which is fraudulent to a whole nother level. He pretends to be a pilot, a doctor, a lawyer, a teacher, all these kinds of things, and it's a lot of fun. This is also extremely readable. Jake is reading it and is almost done with it. Yeah, I also really recommend this. I also gave this 5 out of 5 stars. Really fun, true crime, memoir type book. That's fun, a lot of fun. Then I don't remember. I think the next thing that I finished was White Oleander. Well, I'm just going to talk about this one. This was really, really good too. There is also a movie about this that I also watched a long time ago. It's the story of a young girl named Astrid and her mother Ingrid, who are living together in LA, I think, and then the mom does some kind of crime. She does a crime, and then because of it, she is imprisoned, and then Astrid is sent from foster home to foster home. So she's shipped all over the place. It's really, really heartbreaking and sad. Astrid goes through more than any human being should go through. I know she's fictional. I feel like she's a real person though, and it's just extremely sad. But it's also really beautiful because towards the end she discusses the moms that she's had and how they've impacted her, and she does seem to have grown a lot because of it. And so it's like a very positive spin on negative things that have happened in your life, if that makes sense. Like, it doesn't matter what has happened to us. What matters is how we react to those things that have happened to us and how we grow from them. Because another person in her same situation would not have turned out the same way that Astrid has. Yeah, she's a very, very strong, strong girl. So, anyways, this was moving. It was so good. Also, beautiful language. I gave this 4 out of 5 stars. And then the last thing that I read that I might have finished before that, I don't know, is Phoning Home by Jacob Apple. I still haven't found the dust jacket to this. This was really good. This was an essay collection that are influenced by his life. So it kind of starts off like the first essay is him when he was a little kid living at home, and then like it kind of they grow up with him, and then at the end it's like him and his career, and it's really good. I read one review on Goodreads where someone was like, "Oh, like I don't really care about some like guy's life," but each essay touches on something that's very, very important and meaningful, I think. So while I'm reading about some man's life and like his family, I think each essay touches on something and like is relatable and is important for each person to read. So I guess it just depends if you're into reading essay collections about someone that you don't really know. He is an author and has written other things, and I am going to purchase more things that he has written because his language is so good. He's extremely, extremely, extremely intelligent, and it comes across in the book. The writing is just amazing. My favorite essay, I think, is called Opting Out, which starts off with a woman who is like Russian heritage, and she has cancer, and her daughter knows that she has cancer, but because of their cultural practices, she doesn't want the doctors to tell her mom that the mom has cancer, which goes against like ethics and like all kinds of stuff. So he talks about that and goes on this like little spiel about advanced directives. And yeah, advanced directives are really, really important. If you don't have any, I would suggest Googling advanced directives. Basically, like he goes on this whole spiel, and I completely agree that we need to have control over our own bodies and what happens to them after we die. I thought it was really funny because I was reading a lot of these have to do with death after reading the Caitlin Doty one, and I just thought it was really funny. But anyways, yeah, so it's really important for you to have control, and once you're dead, you can't really say what happens to your body, so you should write it down beforehand, which are what advanced directives are. So you should go do that. The 2 books that I was reading and didn't finish are Some Sing, Some Cry. I'm now like about 100 and some odd pages, 140 pages away from finishing this, so I'm hoping today or tomorrow. We'll see how that works out. It's very, very dense. This is also another beautiful story. It starts off like right when slavery ends, basically, and right now I'm in like the late 30s, early 40s. So it follows one family, like generation after generation after generation, and like what like nice happy things happen and like terrible things happen, and it's just kind of like a big roller coaster of emotions of this Mayfield family, and it's so good. I was reading it in public, and there's like one point towards the middle that I was bawling hysterically. I could not handle it. I was heartbroken. So I think I have to sneeze. So anyways, this is really, really good so far. And then also I have not finished Death in the City of Light by David King. I'm only about 100 pages into this one. It's about a serial killer whose name is Dr. Marcel Petois. I think it's Petois, something like that. He's a serial killer in Nazi-occupied France, Paris. I might have already said that. I'm sorry. I'm not enjoying this a bunch. The writing is kind of irritating. It's like making it too. I might have mentioned this in a Friday read, so I'm sorry if I'm being repetitive, but I don't remember. It's just very much like, oh, this is a perfect example. Was this how the physician had met Paulette Grippet? The brothel where she worked was located just 1 street away on Rue Godot de Moreau. Had Petois sold her drugs, treated her for disease, or was there some still other unknown link? The police would soon have their answer, and it would be not all what Massue expected. Massue is the director, but it's like the police detective guy. Like, it would not be what he expected. Like, like, just tell me, like, what happened. You don't have to, like, make it all flowery and add all this kind of stuff. I guess, like, make it more readable, but if you're going to go that way, then I would have just rather had a fictionalized account of his life. Like, I'd rather have something from his perspective, not like a nonfiction book that's it just feels like it's trying to be fiction. So I'm not really enjoying this. I am going to continue because I want to know what happened. So I guess it's got me that much. I read another book that did this similar thing. I wonder if it's the same. I don't think it's the same author, but that would be super funny. I don't think so. But I had to put that one down. I didn't even care because the writing was so bad in a different book, not this book. The writing is doable, just not great. Anyways, for my December reads, I'm going to finish those 2 books, and I need to finish The Stand too by the end of the year. Please, I'm only 100 pages into it, so we'll see what happens. But I'm trying to do like a 50-50 balance of U.S. authors and then other authors. And lately I've been reading a lot of US. It's like US, US, US. So it's kind of messing up my statistics. So I just like randomly picked up a bunch of non-US authors that are like smallish because I'm trying to read The Stand. So the first one that I have is, I guess it's down here, Mary by Vladimir Nabokov. This is one of the Penguin Great Loves. It's number 15, and it's Love Can Be Rewritten. And this is translated by Michael Glenny. So very short. The next one that I have is The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho, and this is translated by Alan Clark. And then I have South of the Border, West of the Sun by Haruki Murakami. This is translated by Philip Gabriel. And the last one that I have is The Elegance of the Hedgehog by Muriel Barbary, translated by Allison Anderson. This is the longest one that I have, but it looks like big font. So fingers crossed. Sorry, this video is super long. So I'm hoping that I can get through these ones just to like, fix my statistics with regards to US authors and other authors. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. I'm going to do like my fall book haul. I have like a bunch of videos that I need to do, but it's just that I'm not doing because I'm so dang busy right now. It's terrible. I hope everyone's having a great start to their December.